Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to talk how to start a Grey Knight's army using their Combat Patrol box set. In this video we're going to talk about all the contents that come inside the Combat Patrol Grey Knights box set, talk about what they do on the tabletop and how we can use them in our games, and then we'll look at some other units we can use to bring in as some second purchases to grab and work in and build our first 1,000 point army list, of which we'll show a sample 1,000 point army list at the end of the video for you to get some ideas on how you can build your army list together. Now, with that said, let's take a look at what is inside this particular Combat Patrol box set. And we start off with the HQ option, which is a Librarian in Terminator armor. Librarians are pretty good. Most Grey Knights are Psychics. In fact, nearly all of them are. And what's really cool about the Librarian is he is a Psychic specialist. He's going to have a couple of different options on him, and he can take a couple of different weapons on his shooting hand. He can have a Stormbolter, a bunch of different combi weapons, which is really cool. But he also has access to a ton of psychic powers, which is really nice. And he's got his abilities to get all his sort of stuff, like his Psychic Hood to help his Deny the Witch rolls and all of that. He was also wielding a Nemesis Warding Save for +3 Strength, -1 AP, damage 2. Really good at taking out other Marines. Now, we've also got a Nemesis Dreadnought, which can be built as a Grand Master in Nemesis Dreadnought, if you so wish. So you can have another HQ option there. But Dreadnoughts, this commonly known as the baby carriage. The Nemesis Dreadnought is effectively a little suit-up Dreadnought. Probably actually more closer to the more modern Redemptor than a normal Dreadnought would be. So he's got 2 Nemesis Dreadfists on him, which is really cool. These are going to be ×2 strength, -3 AP, damage 2. That of course is doubling his strength to 12, so strength 6 base ×2 in combat. And then you can have a bunch of different weapons, like the Gatling Silencer, heavy 12, strength 5, -1 AP, damage 1, and the heavy Psycan for heavy 6, strength 8, -2, damage 2, for some really good firepower coming out of the model. We've got its own psychic powers on it as well. It can cast Temporal Accuracy on itself, along with Smite and Hammerhand as well. Really cool stuff. It's just a nice, solid, strong model. A base 2-up save, 3+ for weapon skill and ballistic skill, 13 wounds, 5 attacks as well. A just solid model all around. We then have 2 troops choices. Now, Grey Knights can take a Grey Knights Brotherhood Terminator unit as troops. However, if you chose to build them as Paladins, they would be an elite choice and not a troop. I definitely recommend when starting out building them up as the Brotherhood Terminators, so you get 2 troops choice out of this box. Brotherhood Terminators. What are we going to get out of them? Well, we're going to get a squad of 5 Terminators that can have a variety of different weapons, from Nemesis Daemon Happens 4 swords, to having some heavy weapons like Sire Cannons, to having paired falchions and other weapons as well. They're going to have a bunch of psychic powers in Hammerhand, Smite, and Temporal Accuracy, and a pretty stock standard Terminator sort of power, with weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, 3 attacks, and a 2+ save. They're of course going to have all the good stuff that comes with being a Terminator. They're going to have their invulnerable save and everything like that available for them as well, thanks to the Crux Terminatus. They can also teleport down to the battlefield like all Grey Knights can. Lastly, in this we have a Grey Knight Strike Squad, which can be built as an Inceptor, Purifier, or Purgation Squad if you want. However, like I said, I recommend you build the Strike Squad just so you've got all your troops ready at the start of the game. Strike Squads have a couple of different options available to them. They can take things like Nemesis Warding Staves, 4 swords, and 4 halberds. And they've also got all those Storm Bolters mounted there, Rinse as well, and can have a variety of different specialist weapons, things like Incinerators I particularly like, for a heavy D6, strength 6, -1 AP, damage 1, weapon that automatically hits. We've got the abilities Purifying Flame on, we've got the abilities Hammerhand, Smite, and Temporal Accuracy on them, which is really nice. They can have silencers as well for a heavy 6, strength 4, -1 AP, damage 1 weapon as well. So a couple of different weapon options on them, which is really nice, with some good psychic powers, a really solid troop choice. Other than that, they are pretty stock standard Space Marines. Looking at where we can expand upon, and my first recommendation is looking at a Brotherhood captain. What's cool about the captains of the Grey Knights? Well, they are all psychers in themselves, so you've got the ability to be a psyker, but they will also give you the tactical precision aura like you would any other Space Marine to get a reroll wound rolls of 1 around your Brotherhood captain, which is really nice. They can have a Mastercrafted Stormbolter and a variety of different weapons, including a Nemesis Daemon Hammer for ×2 strength, -2 AP, damage 3. Really solid. I particularly like the fact you're going to get in Smite and Temporal Accuracy, and they're going to have the options to pick a psychic power of a variety for them, which is really cool. Looking at some other units. Now, all Grey Knights can teleport. However, I don't recommend when you play the game to have all your units off table. In fact, starting some units on the board is definitely something to potentially look at. And this is why I recommend a Razorback. Razorbacks are good, they can teleport your captain around and say one of your 5-man squads like the strike squad you've already got and move that around the battlefield. They can provide you with a las cannon as well and just give you a little bit of extra sort of dynamic to starting something on the table and giving it the ability to move and keep up with your teleporting units. So this is why I like Razorbacks. Starting some stuff on the table means your opponent can't zone you out of the board, which is really important. If your opponent has an army that's super fast and you put everything in deep strike, they can potentially zone you out from ever coming onto the table. Now, other squads we could look at, I potentially like the Purifier squads. These are one of the elite options. You can build them out of the basic Grey Knights kit, and effectively, these are guys with more flamers. You've got the options to have extra incinerators within the unit, which is really nice. It means guys work well at really close quarters fighting. You're going to have the Purifying Flame psychic power as well, which is a Witchfire power to do some mortal wounds and damage. They're much more offensive sort of units in general. You've also got Cleansing Flame, where each time this unit attempts to manifest a Purifying Flame psychic power, you can add 1 to the psychic test for that power. Other than that, they are pretty similar to your standard sort of strike squad. Lastly, we have the Paladins. These are effectively souped-up Terminators. Paladin squads are, Terminators by name, so they're going to have all those sort of basic things that you would come to expect from having a Terminator squad. You're going to have the Crux Terminatus for your invulnerable save and all of that. But on top of that, you're going to get a slightly better squad. You're going to have the ability to smite. You're going to have the ability to get a little bit of a better stat line with weapon skill 2+, 4 attacks per model. And they can have a variety of different weapons as well. So pretty solid stuff there for Paladins. And so here is our sample 1000 point army list. It's also 50 power level. It makes me really happy that the army is a perfect 1000 points and a perfect 50 power level. There's something about it that makes me happy. We've gone for the Brotherhood Silver Blades. This is generally just going to give us a lot of combat stuff. It's more a combat focus, which I think we've got a lot of stuff in here that's really going to benefit from that. Now we've gone with our brother Captain. He's going to have the spell Empiric Amplification, which is a malediction, and if manifested, you can select one enemy unit within 12 inch invisible to the psychic until the start of your next psychic phase. Each time an attack is made with a nemesis or psi weapon allocated to a model in that unit, you add 1 to the damage characteristic of the weapon, which is really nice. And on top of that, we've already talked about all the cool things that he's got. We've decided to give him a Nemesis Daemon Hammer. The Strike Squad boxes and all of that come with plenty of extra bits you can use to convert this up, which is awesome. And then we've got a Brotherhood Librarian who's chosen Vortex of Doom, which is straight up a damage-dealing psychic power. He's going to have a Combi Flamer for some close quarters sort of flaming. And then he's going to have the Nemesis Warding Stave as well, which is cool, which is going to be his sort of weapon. And then we've got our troops choice. We've gone for a Brotherhood Terminator squad, which is going to have a Grey Knight Terminator Justica with a Nemesis Daemon Hammer. We've then got 2 Terminators with Daemon Hammers, another Terminator with Psi Cannon, and a Nemesis Force Sword on the last one of our Terminators. And then have our Strike Squad, which is going to have the Grey Knight with Silencer. And then we're going to have 1 with a Warding Stave, the Justica, and 2 Grey Knights with Nemesis Force Swords and Storm Bolters. Then we've got our Purifier squad with 2 Purifiers Incinerators, and then 1 with a Warding Stave, and 2 of the models with the Force Halberds in the unit, which is really cool. Our Nemesis Dreadnought, we've gone for the Gatling Silencer and a Heavy Psi Cannon mounted on him. And then lastly, we've gone for a Razorback with Hunter Killer Missile, Stormbolter, and Twin Link Las Cannon there for a little bit of extra anti-tank, and also able, like I said, to teleport that Strike Squad, or rather transport that Strike Squad and the Captain up the table. So the aim of this would be, we would probably start the Dreadnought and the Razorback on the table, and we'd have our Purifiers, Terminators and Librarian off in reserve, able to deep strike and be where they need to be, getting all their close quarters weaponry in range straight away. Especially for the Purifier squad, this is really just going to mean we're going to get them into a place where we really want them straight away. If you've been playing Grey Knights in 40k 9th edition, let us know how you've been going and what you've been doing. Well, that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either via Patreon or YouTube members, and both of those are linked again down in the video's description. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, I'd like to give a shout out to them all. So a special thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Dynet226 and Derek. And a special shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Ariana Airwoods, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thanks first of all to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing Discord server background work for us. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.